Morning, everybody.
Good morning, Rabbi.
This week's parsha is Nitzavim, and it starts off saying, Nitzavim, you're all standing before God, all the people of all the Jewish people, all different levels, all different categories. La'avracha, and then it goes on to saying La'avracha bivris, that you are now taking upon yourself the covenant of Hashem. Comes the Orach Chaim HaKadosh and says like this. First of all, you already have in the previous parsha, Eila Divrei Bris, these are the words of covenant, these are the covenant that the Jewish people took upon themselves. Is this the same covenant that's continuing in this week's parsha? Is a different covenant? So the Orach Chaim says that really there are two details over here. The first, in the previous parsha, in Parshas Kisavoy, it talks about the covenant that every single Jew is taking upon themselves as an individual. Your covenant between you and Hashem, your responsibility, your obligation to fulfill and to connect with God. In this week's parsha, when it says, Atem Nitzavim Hayoim Kulcham, you're all standing before Hashem. The heads and the this and the that and the elders and the youngsters and the water carriers and the wood choppers and all the different categories that you have, 10 different categories of people. Here, everybody's taking upon themselves also the obligation to be responsible for each other. So this is another detail. This is not just the responsibility of it, how it plays out for yourself, but rather here, you're taking a responsibility of arvus. As it says, Kol Yisrael Arevim Zelazeh, every single Jew is a guarantor for the other. So every one of us, we have the obligation to encourage and to help and to inspire and to educate and to do whatever we can do that the other person should also be in the best place possible when their levels of serving Hashem. So it's not a different covenant, but rather it's two different details. And when you have this arvus, you have it playing out in many, many different ways. You have different Jews that have different capabilities and have different opportunities. So in addition to helping every person to do whatever they can, there's also different types of mitzvahs, different types of deeds, different types of actions, different types of accomplishments that every person can do. A person that is very, very wise and very knowledgeable in a certain area, he can contribute and help out to the world and to everybody else with utilizing his abilities. Someone that was blessed with great wealth, when he gives tzedakah and helps other places and does whatever he has to do, he's not only doing a mitzvah on a personal note, but he's also helping out the Jewish people to fulfill the mitzvah of tzedakah. When someone that can teach is teaching, he's not just learning for himself, he's teaching and educating others. He is sharing the Torah that he learned with others to be able to give them the schus, the merit, and the ability and the connection of learning Torah. So every person, whatever they have, that they're gifted in their lives to do, even if a person feels he's not gifted anything specific, at least he doesn't see it that way. That's not true, but he doesn't see it that way. But even a person doing whatever they do, this can be an amazing thing. I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and I asked him, "What did your father do?" He tells his father did all the different flavors. He worked on flavors, and they made a lot of different flavors for all different types of things. And he wasn't necessarily the most religious person, but he was involved in giving a lot of flavors and doing things for Israel. And he had a shgacha, and he had the different rabbis would come to make sure everything was kosher. So he, in his life, he was contributing to the Jewish people by giving flavor into their lives, physically and spiritually, right? Every person could do something, a regular job, but you know what? He was involved to contribute and to distribute flavor for food, for the whole, for a big amount of Jewish people. Everybody has something that somehow they can affect others. Hashem Shalpa should be able to see that we're standing in front of God. We have that ability to be able to do this. And we should be zeicher to the coming of Mashiach when we will once again be standing upright before Hashem with all the blessings. B'karev mamish. Amen.